Debby stood beside her wailing friend at Langata Cemetery, holding her tightly as the casket was lowered into the freshly dug grave. Her friend's screams pierced the silence. "My husband, don't leave me, please, don't leave me." People around looked on with sadness in their eyes. The children cried too. Losing a father is never easy. If not for Debby, her grieving friend might have thrown herself into the grave. Her husband had died by suicide, a man who, in the end, found no meaning in life. Debby remembered how many times her friend had complained, "I'm tired of that good-for-nothing man." Yet here she was, broken, screaming, and devastated. Death changes things. Pain exposes truth. Her friend cried until she fainted. Debby and others rushed her to an ambulance for first aid. As Debby watched the heart-wrenching scene of broken souls crying over a man who would never return, her thoughts wandered to her own husband. She remembered how much she takes him for granted. How she talks to him however she pleases. The prolonged silent treatment over issues they could resolve in minutes. How she often denied him affection and intimacy. A thought hit her like a wave. What if it was my husband being buried today? She recalled how just that morning, they argued again. He left the house upset because she complained he left his plate in the living room. Something so small. So silly. God forbid, she whispered. But what if he never returns? Is this how I want to remember our last moment together? Then, memories of his kindness and efforts she had often overlooked came flooding in. For the first time in a long while, she appreciated him deeply. She said to herself, "There's no other man I'd rather share my life with than my loving husband." Thinking of life without him scared her. "I would rather argue and make up with him 1,000 times than cry over his grave. I prefer his annoying jokes and presence to silence and loss." That evening, after settling her widowed friend in a safe place, Debby stopped by a supermarket. She bought a card that read, "Thank you for being in my life." She went home, prepared his favorite meal, and invited the children to join in celebrating their father. That night, her husband walked through the door, bracing himself for yet another silent war. Instead, he was welcomed with hugs, songs, laughter, and warm drawings from the children with heartfelt messages. A delicious meal was on the table. Debby's husband broke down in tears. A grown man cried like a baby because of love. Overwhelmed, he asked, "Is today Father's Day?" Debby looked into his eyes and replied, "No, it's Lover's Day. Because every day with you from now on will be filled with love. I don't know how long we'll be together, but I refuse to waste another moment with fights and coldness. In case you forgot. I love you." "I love you too," he whispered, pulling her into a tight hug. The children cheered and danced around them, their hearts full. Children long for a home where mom and dad love each other openly and warmly. Since that day, Debby and her husband became a stronger, more loving couple. Because they realized, tomorrow is not guaranteed.